Hey,
Hey.
Hi,
greetings.
everyone.
Hi,
Hey.
everyone. Good to see you all. We're trying to get Sister Crystal in. She says she can't get in. She's been trying to get into the stream. And I just sent her the
Really?
link again.
Oh, okay.
I've given it to her in a couple different places, but she's trying to get it to work.
All right. We'll be looking for
I've
her.
had that happen before.
Yeah, it's happened before. Other shows too. You know, I don't know. It gets flaky sometimes, but it's good to see
Yes.
everybody. Welcome, Dalibor from Germany, and our Australian friends on the ground are in and out, and they'll be in and out all night doing the festival in Australia. Hi, Jules.
Yes.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi, Julie.
Good to see
Hello,
you.
I'm a seed planter today. Got seeds.
Right on.
It's potluck. Take potluck, what you get.
Potluck. Looks like a big festival you got going on there.
Yeah, it sure is.
Lori, can you please send a link to Crystal through email again?
Yes, I can
Right.
do that. Yep.
That's cool. So, and Trina's got her wreath on. Looks pretty good there.
Yes.
I'm all shells.
I love it. I love it.
Well, let's do a quick hello to folks that are slowly rolling into the chat room here. Let's see. We have Barry, Chad, and we have Chloe. Much love to you, Chloe. Mary Wins. Hi, sweet sister. Johan Dunsing Gypsy. Now, she'd make a good fairy, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
she likes dressing up.
Yeah. Got to get her back in here someday soon, you know? Let's see. David Castle, as always, he's always here and egging us on and supporting us in every which way. He gave us a video. No, a photo.
Couple
of some-
photos. Yeah.
Some things flying over his house. So we'll have to see that later.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else we have here? We have
Audrey,
Brenda,
Milky Way.
Yeah, you can see him better than I can, Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True Seeker, always a pleasure to have you with
Right.
us. Brenda, it's great that you're with us
Yeah, my
tonight. Thank you so
daughter-in-law-
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you get your allergies cleared up, Brenda. She's got her eyes are affected.
Oh,
by
that's miserable.
She's been
You know it
outside
is.
and
Yep.
her eyes
Every
are affected.
time. Yep. Hope
Well,
you
you
Put
feel
milk
better.
in your eyes. Put milk in your eye.
Mm.
Milk in her eye. Brenda should put milk in her
Uh-huh.
eyes.
You can try
Yeah,
a neti pot too.
Really?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
the
a full remedy.
doctors told my mom that when she accidentally got brass cleaner in her eyes and she had a massive allergic reaction and she looked like Garfield. And they were like, get cold paper towels and use milk and just lay them as compresses on your eyes. And it totally helped and took the swelling and everything away. So like
Yeah.
sometimes put milk in your eyes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Welcome, William Swan Jr. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. And Project Skyfalls, thank you. Who else we have? Michelle. She's listening as she's walking. That woman, I'm
Oh,
telling
right
you, she multitasks while she's walking. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Powerhouse. Yay, Kelly.
Wow.
Lori's sister Kels is
Hey,
here.
kitty cat.
Hi,
Good
Kel.
to see you, Kelly.
Well, Crystal is in the process of rebooting her computer now.
Okay.
Okay.
The
She's
link
got
in
the
the
link.
email
Mhm.
didn't get her in, so something's wrong with her internet, I think.
Okay.
So we'll just keep rolling till we get a chance to. Now, Crystal has a reading from Brenda tonight, and I have a copy of it, but we'll wait and see if we can get Crystal in,
Yeah.
and then we'll let her
Right
read that
on.
poem for Brenda once
Oh.
she gets in. Right?
Mhm.
That's excellent.
One of our friends from Australia over here, tell us what's going on with this festival. It's a big annual event, is it? Does it happen every year?
Yes, it does. It didn't happen last year because of that thing that
C
was
word.
going on. Yeah. And then the year before it was washed out because we got a downpour of rain. But this is a festival that started really small just by going to under a tree at someone's house. And I had it at my place once. And then it just got too big. So as you can see, this is where if you can remember when we did the esoteric Egypt, we did I come to the mining museum.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're actually on the ground behind that. This is the actual grounds
Oh, wow.
here.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That's Big
Crystal
spread.
joined us. Yay, Crystal, you made it
I
in.
made,
Awesome,
I made-
Crystal. Yay.
yeah, it's all a mess though. It's all a mess. I couldn't get anything right, so I was
It's
just like,
okay.
it's
You're
whatever.
here now. That's all
Yeah.
that matters. Yep.
And Doug
Good.
Stack has arrived. We can start the show now that
Yeah,
Doug
Doug's
is here.
here.
You know?
Yay.
Lucky Stone just came
Official
in too.
start.
Good to see
Lucky
you, Lucky.
Stone.
I
Yep.
love Lucky. Yep.
But Crystal, we got as far as just saying hi to everybody. We waited for you to read Brenda's
Aw.
poem.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I would love to do that.
You look beautiful, by the way.
Oh, the lighting's all weird. I'm in a different room, and I
Are
just
you?
can't get. Yeah, and I can't
It's
get
all
the
good.
lighting right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Looks like Fairy Moo left herself in suspension as she's gone over to join Jules.
It's so cute. You guys look so cute.
It's the kind of magic that we can do on this kind of day. Anything's
Ah.
possible.
Yeah, we can pop in
love
and
that.
pop out.
I love it. I
That's what
love
fairies
it.
do. They pop in and out. Yep.
They do. They do.
On a whim.
Jules was
Here's
just
a
telling us-
beautiful.
Go ahead,
We're
Jules.
just winging it here.
Lizzie.
Yeah, Lizzie, she's just winging it. She's the queen of all queens.
She's beautiful.
Jules, let us see your wings.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh.
Fire wings.
Yeah.
I love them.
And
Oh, that's
and I got.
awesome.
Oh,
Are you
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
they're big enough?
oh, come on. they're not as big as Lizzie's though.
What's that dancing she does?
Damn,
Zumba?
Lizzie, those are big wings, girl.
I
Yeah.
love it though.
Wow.
I've heard that before.
She's heard that before. I love that.
Look at her headdress.
Cheeky, witty
Look at
you
her headdress.
Oh, that's cool.
love
That's
it.
very cool.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
well, that's the outfit you saw last week that was on the model behind me, remember?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Ah, sweet.
I like Mandy's pink hair. Pink
Yeah.
hair.
I know.
Yeah.
Mandy's cute hair. I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely.
Yeah, she
love
likes
it.
those little bob
It's
numbers.
adorable.
Yeah.
The bob numbers. That's cute.
Yeah, those are
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we have a opening poem from
Yes.
Brenda about the fairies. You want to go ahead and read that,
Yes.
Crystal?
I do. It's
Yeah.
called The Fairy Dance by Catherine Davis. The soft stars are shining, the moon is alight. The folk of the forest are dancing tonight. Oh, swift and gay is the song that they sing. They float and sway as they dance in a ring. Oh, seek not to find them, the wee folk so fair. They're shy as the swallow and swift as the air. If you come, they are gone, like a snowflake in May, like a breath, like a sigh, they vanish away.
Oh, cute.
Oh, that was
I
beautiful.
love it.
That's
You did a great
pretty.
job.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
nice
I
job.
love to read.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
Brenda.
Yeah, you
Thank
did
you,
good.
Brenda. Thank
Great
you.
choice,
Yeah.
Brenda. Great choice.
Thank
I
you,
love it.
Brenda.
Yes. Yes.
What is this? What is this? He's like, why do I always what? I think he deleted that one. Why do I always get below average things like wings and clocks?
I'll be right back. I got
Doug.
something for you. I got something for you guys. Give me one
Okay.
second. Give me 1 second.
That's
Watch
Doug
out.
being Doug.
Doug being Doug.
Yeah.
Well, we have a really cute video we've put together. So folks sent me pictures of their fairy gardens. I have a bunch. We put them all together into a video in hopes that we would inspire folks to get out there and get some gardening done and just beyond your regular gardening, have some fun. You know?
I almost wore the skater snowboarder hat.
That's cute.
That's
Oh,
a
look at
pretty
that.
punk looking fairy hat.
Wow. You're rocking.
Yeah.
That almost looks like a
you know,
kahuna hat.
it.
So
Awesome.
anyway, before we talk about the fairy lore and the different types of fairies and so forth, we thought we'd show you some gardening pictures that different folks have sent in to me, and a lot of it is mine. But there's projects y'all can do with kids, not just yourself. Somebody's got an echo going on, so put your headset in. Whoever's got an echo going on there.
There we go.
But so sometimes you can get little kids can do little tabletop gardens. You'll see some of that in there.
I love
And
those.
it does attract different kinds of beings. I firmly believe in them. I've seen them myself, but they're not what we look like right now. And they seldom look real human to me. They come in different forms, and you'll see Brian Lunsford helped me take some pictures from my garden, and you'll see some of that in the video. And by the way, Brother Brian, thanks everyone for your prayers. I hope he's home soon. He was going to be in here with us tonight. He was going to send us a video of some fairies he caught. And he sliced his hand open by accident tonight, cooking dinner, preparing the steak. It cut right through to the bone. I think it cut down to the bone.
God.
So
I've
he's at
done
the
that.
hospital getting stitched up, I think, So
No fun.
much
no fun.
much love to our brother. Much love
Much
to our
love
brother. But,
and healing.
Much
Yep.
love.
and healing.
Yeah.
But you'll see some of
Full
his
restoration.
photos in there.
Look, we've got a daddy dressed up as a fairy.
Daddy fairy.
Hey, that's a good daddy.
Daddy fairy.
Hello, everybody in America.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
All over the world, whoever's watching.
Yeah.
You
Very
say,
true.
your
Yeah.
name? Rosanna. This is Rosanna.
Aw.
Hi, Rosanna.
Hi, Rosa. Aw,
Hi,
beautiful.
sweetie.
Hi.
Oh, don't you look
What's
nice?
Daddy's fairy name?
Yeah. I love your hair.
She does. She has the most beautiful fairy costume in. I watched her walk in.
Oh, this is King. This is King Julian, King of the Fairies.
Ah,
Hi, King Julian.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yes, you are. That's
Thank
How
you.
wonderful.
Thank-
Enjoy yourselves.
you.
Have a wonderful time.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, look at it. Look at him from the back end.
I love that. And he's got his shorts on too. That's a man
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
Mandy, you're rocking it in those wings, honey.
Yeah, no doubt.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'll show you. Look at her posing up there.
Aw.
Uh,
All right, well, let's do the video and see
All right,
and see
let's
what
do
we've
it.
got going here with fairy gardens. You can see
All
just
right.
how elaborate they can be.
yes, here we go.
And so many
So cute.
Yeah, it's cool to see all the different, things that people come up with and how creative they can be. And
Yes.
making use of a small space. And
I have so many tree stumps around here. Now I know what I can do with them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It took about 3 seasons to get that garden in that shape. And there were 5 or 6 kids throughout the neighborhood, but primarily it was little Michaela. I call her my surrogate grandkid, or niece.
Of
And
course.
before her, Cheyenne had helped me, and her brother Dallas had helped me build the rivers and streams, and a lot of the stuff was handmade with twigs and stuff that I did, and some of it was store bought but repurposed, and
Yes.
a lot of it was broken pottery that people bring to me and say, "I'm going to throw this away. Do you want it?" Yeah. So I restore. I put them back to life, and put them in the fairy garden, and the kids all come up and play with the different fairies, and some of them were inspired. You saw Michaela had a rock garden that was all fairies.
I love
And
it.
she had a gem garden in a bowl that was all fairies. So it really, really gives you a lot. I mean, it takes hours and hours, but it's a lot of fun. And
I bet it's
It is.
therapeutic too, huh?
Oh, for real.
Mhm.
It is. I can imagine so.
You can make stuff. You can go out in the backyard, especially if you live in a wooded area of any kind. Get some pine cones, twigs, but tree bark is great. You can use those popsicle sticks. You don't have to go all out and spend $35, $45, $55 for a fairy house.
No.
You can actually make it and paint it yourself and glue it together and spray the surface. Just a little bit of creativity. And when you let these kids run loose, they're in another world.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a fairy realm.
They get to play. Yeah. It's
And they
all
move
about the play.
They move the pieces around, and every day they have a different configuration in the garden.
It kind of reminds me of playing with Legos when I was a kid.
Me
We'd
too.
build little Lego houses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I love it's an invitation to cooperate with nature, and I think that's so magical.
Yeah, it truly
It
is.
is. It is.
Well, we can talk a little bit about that, because there are certain plants that will attract these fairies. And
like ferns.
Ferns,
yeah. I have
Moss.
so many ferns, guys.
Yeah.
Mosses also.
Dragonflies and butterflies are attracted to certain types of plants. So you can Google that and see the different varieties. What you were seeing here was a shade garden, which doesn't get a lot of sunlight, unfortunately. So there's a lot of green plants and flowers, like budding of the plants, but I don't have a lot of colorful. Someone like Lisa Stucci. Oh my gosh, the woman's garden.
Yeah, so Rocky's in the house, but listen to this. He said he pulled up to the gas station, okay, with the music playing, and this dude looks at me like, "What the?" Hey, Rocky, you're secure in your manhood. You're like, what? What are you looking at?
Anybody who can go on Facebook, sitting on a bidet, filming himself.
That was great. God, that was funny.
Having a bidet experience with a remote control and going.
I'm
all waiting for it.
My bidet doesn't have a remote control. It's just like a little lever on the side. That was a fancy model.
They're amazing. Yeah, you see them in Europe a lot too. That's the first time Kelly and I, when we were in Italy, we tried one for the first time. It was amazing. Wow, because they don't use a lot of toilet paper, guys. So that's how they do it.
No, they don't.
Yeah, but I was hoping Lisa Mitchell, Lisa, his wife Lisa, she has the most gorgeous floral gardens, and she's in a new property, and he's been showing pictures, and they're just blow you away. They're just freaking gorgeous. They blow any plant store around here out of the, she must spend hours out there. But little putting a couple little fairy village, you attract all this good energy, not the bad, wicked, ancient, medieval fairy spirits, but the good, more modern spirits are very positive, and they'll help grow your garden. That spirit energy will help grow your garden, and
absolutely.
So yeah. But anyway, Dalbor has some fairies from your country and Czechoslovakia are kind of different than the ones we're accustomed to in Celtic lands, aren't they?
Well, yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's just a different name for pretty much the same phenomenon. In the Celtic, in my country, which is Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia, they're called Vila, and that is a Slavic word. And because Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic is a Slavic country that includes Russia, Poland, Bulgaria, Slovenia, and so on and so forth, but it's synonymous with the Germanic nixes and the Celtic cides and the Greek nymphs, actually.
Oh.
So yeah, and they figure quite prominently in the Balkan Slavic countries, not so much in Czech Republic, but we do have a tradition that goes back to the 6th century that was recorded by Procopius, where it was pretty much like something between a god or a goddess and a mere mortal, where these nymphs there were two types. There were the evil types and the good types, and they're very easy to distinguish. The good ones are good looking, and the bad ones are not good looking.
Oh,
I mean, they're not all as pretty as Mandy Moo and Jules.
No,
no.
they're kind of easy, but they're kind of easy to distinguish. So if you see one, usually they appear, they fly. Some of them are translucent or transparent. And if you see one and you're not certain if it's a good one or a bad one, you're supposed to stop what you're doing, drop any because what they among other things, what they do is they enforce what was known as the hour of rest, which was supposed to be between 12 noon and 1 p.m. and between midnight and 1 a.m. was also like regarded as like a sacred hour where people weren't supposed to work. So you're supposed to drop anything you're doing and go home. Otherwise, bad luck will happen to you. Now, these good fairies, they were like water fairies. They were the vodnik, the water people, and among the bad ones is also the so-called angel of death. That's also a fairy, and usually,
oh yeah, it's crazy.
I've heard that one.
Usually, usually the villagers would see them when they would send out like a work party to go work in the fields. They would know that, like, let's say 5 people would leave the village to go work in the fields, but the villagers could clearly see like 6. And when the people would come back into the village, they would be like, "Did you see that 6th person that was among you working, carrying a big sickle?" And they'd be like, "No." And that was like the fairy of death or the angel of death. And that was also known as the Polednica, which means the afternoon witch. And that was usually a bad sign. That would usually mean that somebody important would die or somebody in that family would die.
Wow.
So, but as to the etymology of the word, that kind of surprised me because it comes from the pre-Slavic word for a crazy person. The word vila means crazy person. So as with most crazy people, you too can divide them into like the good ones and the bad ones, you know? So I guess in this instance, you can somewhat judge a book by its cover, although yeah, I guess this is one of the few instances in which that's applicable.
Yeah, Siani, I love wings too.
Me too. I just don't have any.
Hello to anybody we didn't catch in the beginning. Hello, if you've come in during the video and everything, welcome.
Project Skyfalls is here. Thank you.
Yep. You know,
Yanni Reese, good to see you.
Jojo just asked a question about the Celtic fairies here. And my understanding is, Trina and Dalibor, early on in medieval times, and even prior to that in the Celtic lore, these elemental type beings were like more like trolls and kind of the darker side, you know, not the Peter Pan fun stuff that we grew up with when I was a kid, but they were more doom and gloom. They were very mischievous, and and downright mean at times, were they not? Like, and even that included the elves too, right?
Not necessarily, because some of these trolls, the trolls are also fairies. We call them permonik. That's like a subset of a fairy, but they usually keep watch over miners and keep watch over their equipment, making sure that nobody steals it. And so they could be like also a good force or a bad force. Regarding that question, concerning the Pictish, the legends of the fairies, I don't know too much about that. Despite the fact that, yes, Czech Republic is technically speaking one of the original Celtic countries, because the Celtic people or Celtic people lived throughout all of Europe. Pretty much the entire continent was Celtic. For some reason they shifted towards like the British Isles, the northwestern corner of the continent. So I don't really know that much about the Celtic traditions, but I'm sure that they would coincide with the Czech traditions, because like I said, the Celts lived in our territory before we came on the scene.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so it's been an evolution over time, and Crystal, that's just gorgeous. I want it.
Isn't that beautiful?
I want one.
Yeah, they're on this simple little hangy thing, so they kind of look like they're kind of dancing around in a circle, and there's musical notes all on the bottom here. You know, music and fairies. Like I remember I got a reading a little while, like it was a long time ago. I was going to this festival in Miami, and I got a reading done before I went to the festival, and fairies came up in the reading. They said, "Oh, you're going to be around a lot of music, and that will attract your guardian fairies, not angels, but fairies." So it's absolute. These are absolutely gorgeous. I just love them.
You know, Sister Marcia has these. I don't want to be wrong here. Is it shungite she works with in the resin?
Yeah, shungite.
Shungite. She has these fairies. They're round, and you put them in your garden, and they're really pretty. So if you go onto her Facebook page or go onto Crystal Quartz web site, you know, and go to her page or whatever, or if you're on Facebook, you can see that she has these beautiful little garden fairy. I was like, oh, someday I'll order some. But I'll tell you, if I get when I get my art,
there you go.
That
you will
type thing, that swinging fairy is going to go right on the dashboard.
There you go.
I love it.
I like it.
Mandy, you're on mute, but you'll have to take yourself off. You guys have some local types of fairies there, don't you? All over you right now.
Fairy. Hello.
Hi.
I love it.
Love the
And what do
wings.
you say
Wow,
here?
look at what you're
Tree fairy
creations. They're called eclectic earth art. It's all made out of cat's claw. Everything's recycled, even like
I love it.
And the bunting and everything. It's all recycled. I rarely buy anything new. Find everything on the beaches and like all the beads. Everything is from secondhand shops.
That's beautiful. I love it.
So he makes these wonderful things that are great for fairy gardens as well. As we're on the fairy garden theme.
I love it.
Absolutely, and all recycled. So that's absolutely great. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Leticia.
Very much.
Thank you. See ya.
Beautiful.
Nice to meet you. Oh, she's got a beautiful stand there. I would go nuts there.
No doubt.
I'd be
Have you
broken
noticed
in
that
that
people that admire or are fascinated with fairies tend to be very creative and very kind and
sweet.
You know,
Wonderful.
and sometimes a little bit edgy too. Like they got a little bit this edge to them.
They
They're
don't
not
put
just
up with any
completely
crap.
Sweet. Yeah, it's like you know.
That's not true.
We got the Didge playing over here, guys.
Oh, nice.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, can we hear it?
I'll take you over.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. I'd be out there all day, man.
Heck yeah.
They started it like I woke Mandy up at 6 a.m. Oops.
Oh wow.
I forgot about the time zone. And I was like, "Where's that video you want to show us of the guy that makes the knife handles?" And she's like, "I'm just waking up."
Coffee first.
Hear that? I can hear that.
You know what I tried? I tried axe throwing, guys. That's fun.
Oh, I
How
bet
did
it was.
you do? How'd
I
you
did
make
really
out with
well.
that?
Oh, yeah, I
I did
knew you
really
would.
well.
I knew
Yeah.
you would.
Yep. me
Interview,
too.
Yeah,
you know.
it took me a little bit to learn
Ooh.
when to release. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, that was awesome.
That's cool.
I'd like to hear him play Stairway to Heaven on that.
Well, it only plays one note.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we don't need him. We got Barry, remember? Elder Barry?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
He does.
Jules.
He
Thank
does
you.
that mimicking. He does.
We
Yeah.
got some African drums playing over, but when I walked over there before, the signal dropped out. So I'll just see if we can get that far.
I can hear it
Okay.
now. I
Yeah.
can hear it.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's check
Okay.
it out.
Hear it?
I used to play hand drums till my hands would bruise.
Oh yeah, I bet.
We had drum circles. You know, in the 90s, that's what you did. You went to festivals.
Sure.
You went to drum circles.
Yeah.
You know, I miss
Yeah.
it. I miss them.
I know it's a lot of fun, huh?
They really were. They
I
really
love that
were.
drumming and yeah,
Me too.
anything with music.
Anything that gets a group of people together,
Right on.
Yeah.
putting their mind into something beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolute magic.
No doubt.
Listen to that. That sounds great.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Ah, there he is. Right in the middle, everybody. Oh, the little kids have drums too. How
Oh,
cute.
that's so
Oh, wow.
cute. My favorite drum is the djembe. I love the djembe.
That's
It's my
great.
favorite.
Hey, Jules, have you noticed, is it as crowded this year as it has in previous years, or is it a little bit more quiet?
Well, it goes till 8 tonight, so probably depending on everyone else's schedule, I'd say it'll get busier.
Yeah, what is it,
because
about
there's a lot-
11:30 a.m. where you are, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
It'll
Oh,
pick
it's gonna
up.
get
It's only
busy.
It's gonna get
just-
hopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only started at 10:30, so it's really only just started. So,
Wow.
but I've got my little bag of seeds. So Jules is out seed planting as usual.
Yay!
Love it.
Are we going to see you out there doing your little fairy dance with your wings to the drum music?
Although I don't know about that.
Might shake something loose, huh?
Yeah, my wings might fly off.
Oops, that wouldn't be good.
You might break a wing. That could be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. No.
That would not be good. No.
No, my real ones would have to step in, wouldn't they?
That's
Mm,
right.
they
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They would.
They
Yeah.
certainly would. So,
Oh,
ladies
look at these
and
little
gentlemen,
darlings.
what have you got
Say
over
hello,
have you?
everybody.
Oh, look! Hi!
Say hello.
Hi.
We're doing a live stream.
Hi,
Hi
everybody!
guys.
It's
Hello.
so good to see
Feathers.
you.
I'm a
Beautiful.
We're
feather.
joining the
very
party.
well.
We're crashing your
Yes.
party.
Yes.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Wait, you know what
I
that
love
just
it.
reminded me of?
What?
Wouldn't the classical like wedding gown look a bit fairy-like?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
I guess it would.
Well,
There's
you
some
see, I
people
think
that do
that's
dress
what it.
that way.
I think that's what it transformed into over the years.
Yeah, because it's you got the white crown,
Yeah.
and you know the white all over.
Yeah. Because I remember when I was a kid reading those stories, they always looked more like elves with the pointed ears and the like Jules has the natural wreath in her hair, and they wore a lot of forest clothing. And I think over the years, as society developed, they morphed into what we think of princes and princesses and Cinderella stories and all those
Yeah, where
fantasy.
the traditional
stories.
wedding garb is always
Yeah.
like the man wears black and the
Yeah.
woman always wears like a white fairy like
Yeah.
getup. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We got these websites now. I got one that I go to all the time. It's got the fairies. It's fantasy fairy pictures, and these guys, man, they're decked out and they beefcakes, you know, and they're wearing, you know, they're wearing these, you know, more like Grecian type outfits and vests and really slick looking, So that they really look good. But it just goes to show you how they've. I think when we, as a community, a society, create our environment, and create our thoughts, we morph it in.
America. We do.
Hello, America. Yes. Hi.
Yeah,
Hello, Australia.
On the top.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, that's a beautiful costume.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, gorgeous.
I love it. I love it. Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
They're rolling in now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can almost smell the air there.
No
I
doubt.
just feel like
yeah.
I'm there.
This is great.
Yeah.
Like we're there, huh, guys?
Yeah, it feels so good to be at a festival right now.
Well, look, we've got a couple of fairies coming in now. Look at all of these.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful. Welcome.
There ain't no stinking.
I think Lizzie's my favorite so far there, Jules.
Oh, yeah.
I love Lizzie's costume the best.
She likes yours.
Just love it. And the ears.
Wonderful.
Does she have the fairy ears? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so awesome.
I love the wings.
I love it.
Yes, they are beautiful. Yeah, when
Jules,
she got
let's
that
get a-
material, she thought, what else could you do with that material? You couldn't have it as a tablecloth.
Jules, get your friend to hold the camera up so we can see your whole outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hold the
I'd
camera
like
up
to
for
see your
me?
whole outfit.
This way?
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Wow.
She looks wonderful.
Look at her.
I love
That
it.
is gorgeous. You are so adorable. I just want to.
Thank
I just
you.
want to kiss you.
And you know what I just noticed? I just noticed
Hello, what's your
no
name?
mask.
No mask.
No mask.
Yeah, no mass.
They're having
No
fun.
mask.
Hi, Dana.
Hey, Gaina. Good to see you.
Hi.
The flower fairy.
Yes.
Hey, you're a beautiful flower fairy.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Very.
Oh, those wings. Look at those wings.
those
My
wings.
God.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
They're a
Look
double
at
set. Ooh.
So these people are at a fairy festival too? No. We just bring them to here.
Yeah, we can't come overseas, so we're doing it virtually.
Yeah, virtual visit.
Thank you for
love
the
it. That's
invite.
awesome.
Thank you for the invite to this, Jules. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks,
Yeah.
Jules.
Welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome, guys. It's about
Wonderful.
having fun and doing what you love. And as you know, Julianne
is.
loves to up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for having fun.
Absolutely.
I haven't been to a festival in over a year. This is great.
I
I've
know,
seen all
right?
my.
I
I've
want
brought
to
all
buy
my
something.
mugwort with me.
Yeah.
I need some retail therapy.
So, Jules, have you
Yeah.
ever seen any fairies over there in your gardens?
Oh, just orbs, girls. Remember that big one I showed you the other day?
Yeah.
Holly, that was huge. No,
Yeah,
I
that
haven't
was
seen
huge.
any, but my friend David, he often sees them, but my husband thinks he's probably stoned.
Most of us are. So,
Well, it's easier to see them, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, well, we're sitting the other day,
No
come over to visit me, and he said, you should have seen the size of it, Julianne. It was like this little fingernail, he says, and it was all white, and it had a tail. And Ian's looking at him going, I don't know.
He's like, give me some of that. I want to see him.
No.
yes, Siani. I don't know a whole lot about fairies. Are they related to the fae? They're called by many, many names, and the fae is just one of them.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
The Fae are a
Yes,
little trickier.
that
The Fae are a
is.
little bit more treacherous in their workings.
Well, that's also the word origin of the Faroe Islands, because, for example, which are north of Scotland, And for example, in Northern Europe, you also have a strange little island next to Sweden known as Gotland. And some people say that the word origin of that is like land of the gods, but officially it's supposed to mean land of the Goths.
Yeah.
But I would theorize that the Faroe Islands could have something to do with not only the fairy folk or the fae folk, but also the pharaohs of Egypt. I mean, there are researchers that have postulated that that the word origin of that is actually Pharaoh, because there's a place there called Scarabray, and scarab is like a classical Egyptian motif that you find. So, yeah.
It says here, some research that I did. I don't know what that is. Not me.
That's interesting.
Not me. Let's see. Pagan belief systems, spirits of the dead, or prehistoric precursors to humans as spirits of nature. So they're really aspects of us but they're in a spiritual realm, and that's why you see a lot of orbs when you go on these paranormal investigations. And you see the faces. Sometimes you can see faces of people that look very human.
I took a picture of one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I took a picture of an orb that has a face in it, a distinct face of a man wearing a hood.
Yeah.
It looks like a monk. And I posted it to my Minds page. And Brian Lunsford, he had to look at it, and I had a professional photographer look at it, and he says it's not an anomaly of the camera. It's something that you actually caught. It's not a particle of dust. And it's basically anomalous, but it's a distinct image of like a face. But if you look at it from a slightly different perspective, it looks almost like a skull. But it's a distinctly, I don't know if you've seen it on my Minds page.
Yes, I think I have.
Yeah.
That was a form of a fairy? I didn't realize what I was looking at.
That's an orb. That's an orb. I took a selfie of myself, and this thing was like right next to me.
Yeah, it's an orb, but some orbs are like human spirits that are trying to manifest, like the one that tried to manifest in Lori's office, crawled across her desk and went onto the floor.
Yeah, and shot up through the roof.
It tried to get legs, it tried to grow legs, and it tried to move, and then it gave up and it flew off.
Shot off. That was crazy.
Siani asked a question. Can they be human sized, or are they all tiny?
Well, they're usually human sized or smaller. You never see them bigger because, for example, in the Russian version of the fairy lore, you have a specific type of fairy known as the Baba Yaga, and that's an old woman who lives in the forest, who can fly, and she lives in a tiny home that's supported by like a chicken's leg, strangely enough, which means like a large chicken's leg that's holding up like a treehouse. And she's both good and bad. Like if your heart is evil, she's going to punish you. But if your heart is good, she's going to help you. Like if you're in like a bad situation in the forest or something, and the Baba Yaga sees that, she'll like help you out. So, and she also helps children. And she's generally a positive being. But yeah, the Baba Yaga is also would be categorizable as like a fairy being in Slavic, Eastern Slavic lore.
Yeah, that's what I get. Yes, music brings them out, Brandy. I get more activity that I can film and photograph if I'm using the flute music. Very light flute music. They like that Native American flute music too.
I bet they
pan
do.
flute.
Yeah.
Pan flute.
This is the founder of the Fairy Festival.
Hi,
everybody.
Hi.
Awesome. Hello.
Nice to meet you. Boy, you got a job on your hands.
Thank you so much for doing this.
I'm still
A lot of work.
That's a major activity you got to coordinate there. It's beautiful.
Good for you guys.
Incredible.
Very major.
Wonderful.
3 years.
3 years. But we did have earlier. Your little one.
We had our little mother.
We had Little Mother Mountain Fairy Festivals.
Yeah.
Just not as big as this one.
Yeah.
Wow. How
Well,
wonderful.
it's fantastic. I think I just can't wait to get there and experience it myself someday.
Yeah, it's amazing to
It'll be
see.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Lots of
I
love.
can feel the energy.
Lots of love
and it's
back
just
to you.
so
Love,
delightful.
I can
and-
feel Yamalaya, pointed Yamalay.
There you go. Fairy
Thank
language.
you. Thank you.
Aw.
That's great.
That's wonderful.
I've
Wonderful
actually
people.
got to go to work, girls, so I'll have to
Okay.
go off. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Enjoy yourself. Have a
Bye.
great
Bye.
time. Thank
Thank
you very
Thank
much.
you.
Love
Bye.
you, sister. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, Jules.
That's great.
God, that was so
Oh my
sweet of
gosh.
her.
Can you
Both
imagine
of them.
organizing a festival like that?
That's
I
crazy
have.
huge.
I used to organize the American Rights festivals in the 90s, and
Oh,
it was
okay.
tremendous. It took us all
Yeah.
year to get to the
Sure.
May and June,
Mhm.
weeks, and we'd had to do a couple of them because everyone had different times that they were coming out of their college
Yeah.
break at different times. It was
Yeah.
almost like first lunch, second lunch, third lunch. So we would have to have like 3. So
Yeah.
we'd have to actually have not just one festival, but 3. So it took all year to organize them. We had people
Wow.
like normal, we had vendors, we had performers. It's true. Yeah, I miss
I've
it.
done kids sporting
I
events,
bet.
like soccer league playoffs, and those are big. Where you have multiple games going on all day long. You have hot dog and hamburger stands all over the place, people selling T-shirts and hats. It's like a festival, but it doesn't usually involve a lot of music and various vendors and things like that. That's just a massive undertaking.
Hmm.
Believe it or not, we actually had to have security. We had to have a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
security,
Sure.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
could
Just
see that one.
Yeah.
make sure everybody was playing nice,
Now, folks
Yeah.
want to know if anybody. Okay, so some of us see little plant type beings. You saw that in the opening video because Brian helped me with that because I kept seeing them out of the corner of my eye in my vegetable garden, and I kept taking pictures and trying to capture them. And Brian Lunsford said, "Send them to me," so I sent them to him, and that's what he came up with. He came up with like 6 or 7 of these beings, and I'm like, oh, darn it, I knew they were there. It's like a feeling you have, but I don't see them head on. I just see them out of the corner of my eye, and they never look like Tinkerbell. Okay, people. Now, I
That's
think what's
interesting.
happening here, though, is, and hang on a second, Dalibor. I think what's happening here is, I showed you some pictures, Dalibor, of the confusion that people have between the fairy moths
Yeah.
and these spiritual beings, and we were going to show those pictures, but you go ahead and say what you were going to say first.
There's another type of fairy folk in Czech mythology since you brought up the plants, who has green hair, and he's known as the water fairy, the vodnik. And he's got the unique ability to he's always got green hair, long hair, and he's always smoking a pipe. But the irony is that he can travel from well to well, or from anything that's got to do with water. Like from one river, he can appear like in a different river instantly, or from one well, he can like teleport into a different well. And in modern mythology, some people have reported them going from water faucet to water faucet. So, which is kind of weird because it's like a guy with green hair smoking a pipe. Like, how weird is that?
That's because there's there are variations of the green man, the forest, the man of the forest. You saw that in the video. I painted one.
Yes.
He had a pipe in his mouth, and he was made out of a tree stump, and he was all green hair, a wreath of green.
Usually like a meerschaum pipe.
Yeah.
You know?
It's called the spirit of the forest, or the green man, and he shows up in different cultures.
Yeah.
And he's almost a precursor to this whole Bigfoot phenomenon, because sometimes he was like 8 feet tall, sometimes he was really small, but he was usually built like a tree and moved kind of like a tree. And so he morphed into our mythology in different cultures as the tree god or tree fairy.
Even though like Bigfoot technically could be like a fairy being, because they have a way of like disappearing for no reason, appearing and disappearing with no explanation. Usually accompanied by like other phenomenon, sometimes UFO sightings, sometimes sightings of orbs or Roswell rods. So all these phenomenon are somehow related. When you get into like the edge of reality, it seems like a lot of these things blur together.
Yeah, it does.
I wonder if that's part of the bridge between the 3rd and 5th dimensions, is these Spirits.
It could be because, like in Mexico, there's a plant being known as the mescalito that some people have reported after taking real mescaline, not fake mescaline that you get in the West, but real, like peyote. That after you've had a good trip, you can see, like, out of the corner of your eye, like a green man dancing furiously, like a happy green man dancing like a maniac. And that's if you see him, that's like a really good sign. Yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool.
So you're not freaking out.
Yeah.
It's actually good luck.
Yeah, that's the mescalito. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The mescalito.
Well, this
I
first
had
slide that we're going to show you, David Castle submitted it. He was actually trying to photograph what he looked like a UFO of some type to him over the roof of this house. And I caught that first because Brian Lunsford and I see the cylinder-shaped vehicle all the time. And it was off in the distance, up much further. But he noticed that there were these two things flying right over the roof of the house. So we have that picture just by itself first. I wanted to show you that first by itself if Lori can find it.
Yeah, it's right here.
Hey, if anybody can find that
There it is.
peyote, just give me a call.
Yeah.
So I took David's picture, blew it up, and played around with the background so that I could get more of the figure to show up.
Oh.
But actually, it does kind of look like this, and the sky's a little bit darker. But I just wanted to get a bigger, and he looks like wings and feet, right? You see the legs,
Yep.
and the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people see these, and and they could very well be some type of fairy spirit. They really could be. The next picture shows a well-known wasp. It's called the fairy wasp, and they're very pretty. They do sting, but they don't typically bother you, and they eat my leaves. And they're very much oftentimes been mistaken in lore over the years because people will see them out of the corner of their eye. They're very fast moving, and they crawl around. They're so tiny. This is a blow up. They're very tiny, and some of them are a little bit bigger, and they have the same kind of look and feel that the fairy, that the photograph that David took on the left. So it could explain, possibly that there was some type of an insect, but they're pretty big, what David has, which brings me to the next photo, which is the infamous poodle wasp. They are the cutest little creatures.
Yeah, they are.
Adorable.
Oh my
Aren't they
God.
adorable?
I just want to, I want to put it in my pocket.
Freaking cute. I know. I just want to carry it.
Carry it around.
You see how that one's sitting on the branch to the left?
Yeah.
I mean, like a person
kicking back. Yeah.
How many statues have you seen of fairies sitting like that? Yes. I have them in my garden. They sculpture these little.
I didn't even know these existed. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
I've seen it.
I haven't either.
It's their positions. The way that one's sitting on the branch, you'll often see little miniature fairies. They're sculptured by toy manufacturers to sit that way. And you saw that in my garden pictures. Some of them were sitting on tree stumps. They just look like little people sitting there with their legs.
One on the bottom looks like it's smiling, like it has teeth.
It does. It does.
Yeah. Already matched
so
up.
Incredibly cute.
Yeah. Now these
These
are other types of fairy moths. They look. You see how they have that elongated middle section that looks almost like a human body, with especially that one on the lower right. It looks like boobs. Boobs and ribs. So people may have a long time ago either got really drunk at their local bar and went out and had one too many, or they were actually perceiving these to be spiritual creatures. That one on the far left. Now, I know some of you have seen stick bugs, right?
Yeah, I've seen the walking stick. Yeah.
This is the stick mantis.
Right.
And
that is so cool.
Yeah, it's real. I have about 3 or 4 of them every year in my backyard. And I get those stick bugs too. They just look like cylinders stuck together, but they move. They actually walk across the hood of your car, and they're freaky looking, but you can see why some people.
It looks like a leaf.
Don't they look like they're from another planet? Don't they look like they were seeded here by like like a comet, like dropped these seeds off, and this is what we get,
Wow.
Yeah.
Totally. Totally alien.
So it's hard to say
Totally.
whether
I
you're perceiving, a humanoid type character or whether you're seeing one of these. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen the walking sticks, of course, only in the United States, and some of them, like if they're positioned, the right way, they look almost humanoid, in a sense. They look like an alien of some kind, like a green alien.
Yeah.
You never see them over here in Europe because we have different animals and different plants than you guys do over there. So
Yeah.
no, you'll never see one of those here.
I think
Like-
Lewis asked if there's a certain type of candle that's supposed to attract them. There is, but I don't know what the candle is because I've never used them in my garden.
Well,
But
mean,
do you know, Crystal? It's a certain type of
I
candle.
wouldn't know that one. I would think that anything that you're lighting with pure intention would, like, what I mean? Like white, green, I wouldn't necessarily think, I think maybe even those little, the little LED fairy lights are really, really good. I'm not sure if they'd really like fire so much because, it could be a little,
Well, it's
unless
funny.
they're the fire fairies.
They do make. We made little fire pits with the what do you call it, Crystal? The bar that goes over the fire. You hang the pots on. The tripod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're
cooking.
Yeah.
We made some of those for the fairies, and put little
Aw.
teeny tiny matches in there, and we lit up with these little teeny tiny fires just at sundown. The kids made a little ritual of it. We fired up about 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they were because it apparently attracts them. Little pieces of fruit. They like apples, bananas, any kind of berry. Love strawberries, and and blueberries, and you could put little snack trays out there. Now, you run the risk of the local bunnies nabbing them and so forth. But
you know what
all
I heard they like too? They like little pieces of fabric and they like thread.
Yes,
because for their clothing and like little scraps of leather and stuff, so they could make shoes and different stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I don't know how many of them are in need of physical clothing because I've never seen any that are solid. I've only just seen the ones that seem like they're multi-dimensional. But
there's a guy on YouTube that lives in the UK and he's in the forest all the time. I'm not sure if you've seen the videos, and he's actually recorded them, and he likes to leave them lifesavers. The candy, he leaves them and they dig it. Yeah. And he said anything you can do to give them a gift, then they know that you're pure.
They actually like
good intention.
The little like the little tops to your water bottles and caps. They like the caps, but I fill it with honey. And they
there you go.
They recycle. They like to recycle too. They recycle too, guys.
Yes.
They reuse and recycle
everything.
So they repurpose things. Yeah. So they love little gifts of the little lids with honey. Highly recommend.
I've never seen them in Sedona, but I'm telling y'all, in Boynton Canyon, you can feel them. Jen got her keys taken by the fairies. And they showed up 3 weeks later in her backpack that we ripped apart 5 times. And this key had a big pink fluff ball on it, the size of like a baseball. I mean, it was big, a big hot pink fluff ball. So you couldn't miss these keys. I mean, they were kind of hard to hide. So and they came back to her house 3 weeks later after she had to pay to have keys sent from California, tow trucks, the whole 9. And I swear to you, she said they had red dirt on them from Sedona.
Wow.
And they were in the backpack where she knew that they were taken from. They were put back in the backpack.
So they played with them, then they returned them.
Jewelry.
They like anything
3 weeks later.
Yeah, in the Czech tradition, this is also a thing where they play tricks on people.
Oh, they got her good.
They play tricks on people, annoying tricks, and sometimes they also will like ask questions or riddles, give riddles to people that they have to answer. That's another thing that they do. Yeah.
They love crystals and gemstones. If you put them out there, they'll move
Anything
them around.
Shiny. They like
move
shiny
them around.
stuff.
They do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Trina. What were you?
They say you're never supposed to eat or drink anything that a fairy gives you because apparently they'll knock you out and they'll do horrible things to you. So, and they say too, another thing is never dance with the fairies because they say once you start to dance with them, they put you into some type of a trance and you'll dance until you die.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's like
That's
Hocus
one of
Pocus
the
stuff.
lures.
That's
that's
where
one of the
Hocus
lures.
Pocus probably got that from.
Oh,
Yeah,
huh.
it might be. That might, yeah.
In Europe, you had the outbreaks of the dancing disease, the so-called Saint Vitus's dance, and that was caused by a fungus that attacked wheat, which is kind of weird. Because what's so funny?
Uh-oh, what did he do?
Barry. It's actually true, Barry. They do like weed, but they like catnip. It's catnip, not weed, Barry. It's catnip.
They like weed.
I swear I can't do a show with Barry and Doug. Barry and Doug, I can't do a show. I gotta stop reading chat. I gotta stop reading chat.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I just got a picture.
Like, where's the weed? I think the fairies got it.
The wee fairies got it.
Feisty little fairies.
He didn't inhale. He just blew on them.
Have you guys ever heard the story of the Lady Coddington's fairies?
Oh God.
No.
What is it? What is it?
Yeah.
It's a book about fairies, and it's a famous story, and her name was Lady Coddingham's, and this was what they did was they replicated what they found in the attic, which was her basically her childhood diary, and she used to use the book as a splat. She'd catch fairies in it. So there's all these images of the fairies and these notes that she used to write in her little diary. And it's so cute because some of them are even in the handwriting of when she was a child. And it's so cute the way that you see these little fairies. She's like black. She's like, I missed that one. I only got the feet. And what it was she said when she'd splat them in the book, it would leave an imprint of their image. But it wouldn't hurt them. But it would like splatter their light, like watercoloring all over the paper. So she started capturing images because her grandmother gave her the book as a flower pressing book. And when she showed her grandma that she got a fairy, and her grandma was like, "That's a flower book. That is not a fairy book." And then she got all mad, and she's like, I am too going to catch fairies, and that's that. And she wrote it in her book with the next one she caught, and she tried to catch it. Then she finally started catching them, and there's actually a DVD, and there's in the book, and there's actually footage.
Show a picture of one of the fairies, Trina, like you did earlier. It's really cool.
It's the one you're wearing around your neck.
That looks like Tinkerbell.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's my fairy.
Pretty.
Yeah, see?
So cool.
Just show one of the watercolors. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
very pretty.
Wow. That's
amazing.
Isn't that pretty? And then
gorgeous.
This is a picture of her with her book.
When was this written?
In like the early 1900s, I think. It was like 1902.
It looked Victorian.
Wow. Yes,
it is.
Like Victorian age.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at the one on the bottom there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like the trolls.
Amazing.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Isn't that amazing? And they've got the pointy ears.
Totally
and
awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat. See, it says July 8th, 1895. This is 1895. I caught another Farsi. See, this isn't her childhood handwriting.
I thought you were about to say something else.
Oh, yeah.
That's her childhood handwriting. So it's not spelled right or nothing. She's like a little kid. So it says July 8th, 1895. I caught another Farsi fairy. It says, it was flying past my window. but I was too quick for it. It didn't see me coming up behind it, but I still only caught the part of it. And then see, she shows it's just got the feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
That is adorable.
That's fascinating.
This is a really cool book. Yeah, it's a very cool book.
The concept is just
you can make
ahead of
that
its
paper.
time.
You can make that paper with the kids.
Yeah, look at this. August 10th, 1896.
Yeah.
I knew there were fairies behind the potting shed, so I went behind and I sat very still with my book open in my lap. And then the fairies were curious. And I don't know if it's her childhood writing.
How cute.
If they all came around to look at me and one landed in my book and snap, I banged the book shut and I got the fairy. It is a really beautiful one. I like it the best. And this is the one.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
But that's weird because they do look like flowers.
Yes,
with the dress.
Yeah,
they
do.
look a lot like flowers.
Well, you know,
Isn't
there
it
are
beautiful?
flowers that look like people. There are lots of flowers that kind of look like people.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this one, guys.
Yep.
That's
wow.
like a demon.
Gnarly.
That's like a demon.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Does anybody
So
remember
I thought I
that
would share
cheesy movie in the
fairy
80s
Great,
called Trolls
Trina.
in the 80s?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Oh
Trina,
my
that's
gosh.
beautiful.
That one gave me
That's beautiful.
nightmares.
Did it?
Yep.
That is so.
It's
The troll
interesting
Yep,
that
and it's
if
called
you remember those
Lady. It's called
those little
Lady Coddington's pressed fairy book. So if anybody wanted to look on this in Amazon, Lady Coddington's pressed fairy book, because she pressed the fairies in the book, and it comes with a DVD and everything, guys. It's a very cool book,
Oh,
especially
nice.
yeah.
Very
Wow.
And
nice.
it shows
Great book.
it shows the photos that she caught. The photos that she
yeah.
caught of her and the fairies was published in one of the local papers, and she got kind of famous. And because of that, she spent most of her life in seclusion and never married. I think she was just like over it. Nobody believed her, and they were harassing her so bad.
That's
and she was just like, she had
knew her
truth,
knowing.
and
She
that's
knew her
right.
knowing. Yep.
Delbert, what were you saying, honey?
You remember those? Since Crystal brought up that movie, Trolls. If any one of you has that one of the original troll dolls with the long hair,
Cupid dolls?
like a rubber one.
Cupid dolls?
Yes, those are worth like. I just watched the video today about antiques and stuff, and those are worth like $50 each.
Wow,
and that kind of surprised me.
My friend
I have
has
one.
the book. The book where the wild things are with those trolls and the original trolls from the book. I can't even imagine what that's got to be worth. It's crazy. They're from the book.
That's awesome.
The trolls from the book where the wild things are. Oh, it's amazing.
I love that book.
Really
I
awesome.
love that book. I grew up
Or
with that
like
too.
from that era, you also have like Dungeons and Dragons, and that also have like some lore with that, or like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. If you have like a monster manual, that's worth a lot of money. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Go check this stuff out.
Wow, that's great. Well, it's 10:10. I just wanted to let you all know what time it was. It's 10 after 10. So
right on.
Want to have anything else you'd like to share? But I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh,
just know, folks, I think they're real. In my heart, I know they're real.
Oh,
and,
yeah, they're real.
I never get any bad. I never get any negativity.
There have been hoaxes with fairies, and there was a famous one that Arthur Conan Doyle was involved with. There were these two women, they were sisters, and they faked these photographs by like tracing them out from a book about fairies. They traced them out on tissue paper, and then put like knitting needles. They put them on knitting needles and set them up in like various situations and took photographs of them. And Arthur Conan Doyle was like totally fascinated with this, and he said it was real and everything, and only like 80 years later did they admit that they hoaxed it all. But
well, wasn't Houdini partly responsible for exposing some of those hoaxes about the fairy?
Yeah, he was involved in exposing some of these things. Yep.
Wow. And Genevieve, you are not a troll. What did she say? She's a troll. Genevieve, you're not a troll.
Genevieve, you're not a troll. You're too cute to be a troll.
And that book in your background, Trina, that reminded me that you have a book by Carrie Cassidy, and I'm sure she's done something about fairies. I'm sure she must have interviewed somebody who's had experiences with that.
I don't know, but I bet you're right. My God, she's been doing this for, I think she's on 11 years now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow, she's had a lot of amazing people on. Yeah.
I mean, I've always believed, I've always seen things kind of out of the corners of my eyes and things. But for the first time, it took 43 years to actually see a full-on fairy. And that did not happen until I moved out here into the what? Forest.
Forest.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know, I almost forgot, Lori. There is one more video. It came out a little funny. Mandy interviewed a guy at the festival. He makes the most gorgeous crystal knife handles.
Are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
They are gorgeous, out of all kinds of tusks and ivory. He puts the crystals in them. And Mandy interviewed him, and halfway through the interview, she turned the camera sideways, so he would look sideways, but you could still see his products, and they are beautiful. And I don't know if you want to.
Yeah,
it's only what,
it's
3
up
minutes.
to you. You guys want to see it?
Let's do it because Mandy wanted us to
Okay.
see that, and I forgot to show it.
No worries.
Show.
Here we go, folks.
They're beautiful.
This is gorgeous.
So this is Adam, and Adam does the crystal knives. So how long have you been doing crystals? How long have you been into collecting crystals?
Since I was a baby, I've collected for well over 30 years.
Yeah.
I've still got my very first collection of agates that I was given at the age of 6.
Yeah.
They're centerpiece at home in one of the cabinets. Yeah, it's literally just something that comes natural. I've always had them.
Yeah. And what was the first stones that you started shaping?
That happened after a very unfortunate set of circumstances, and that would have been 5-6 years ago I started carving and polishing, and after a dark night of the soul, basically, I found myself without a home, without purpose, without anything.
So you carved these gorgeous love hearts.
So I started with hearts because it was a bit of a self-healing process.
Yeah.
Something to occupy my mind other than work.
Yeah.
And from there I just sort of make whatever I feel I need to. Like, it's just something I enjoy doing.
And so these knives and things.
Yes. Yeah. Well, once I got over my little thing, I started doing these, and
And so what would you use these knives for?
Well, again, these were for me. These were a healing process, but I sold these for etheric cord cutting.
Yeah.
Knives, fames.
Yeah.
So.
And what's a ceremonial knife?
It's a visual representation of an internal process.
Yes.
So everything that we do to transform ourselves or become a better person, we do inside.
Yes.
But it's handy to have a visual representation, and that's something to focus your energy and really put that into.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose of the knives. I have come across a lot of negativity because they look and they are considered weapons.
Yeah.
Yes, but they're made with love and they're not made for nefarious purposes. So no, these are designed to go to whoever wants them
and
to do better work. See, so
that's awesome. They're really gorgeous. And what are they made of? Can I see that?
Oh, predominantly these are all deer antlers that are sourced from local farmers and people that go walking in the bush and people that gift me all these antlers.
Yeah.
Yes, a few of them are made from different bone. There is some polished cow bone, some shin bone that was found in a paddock.
Yeah.
Given to me. And yes, we have goat horn. And this one over here was gifted to me. It was it's polished sea turtle wood.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Community, yeah. So, and that's one of my personal knives.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's something I enjoy doing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and also because it's started to get a little popular lately, I've also started doing real knives, okay? Because there are people that like to collect and use knives, and they do appreciate things like that. So that's what these ones here are for.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to cater for everyone that likes this sort of stuff. So yeah, so I buy the knives from local clubs and order them off the internet, things like that.
And do the gorgeous handles.
Yeah, and then I pull them apart and replace the handles. That there is nephrite with some mineral inclusions.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that one's actually magnetic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it draws metal to it. Yeah, so I use jade, malachite, some beautiful rhodonite from Tamworth.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and a lot of the stones that I have, that I cut.
Yeah.
I never cut display ones, and I never cut keepers.
Yeah.
The ones that I will always keep. Most of these I buy from a very good friend of mine out of Kaibong.
Yeah.
And he's been in the industry 50 years.
Yeah.
Least. Yeah. He's a lovely old man, and I spend a bit of time with him, and yeah, so that's where I source a lot of these from. So the rhodonite, for example, the clear quartz, the yellow jadeite.
Yeah.
Yes, some beautiful rhyolite from Mount Hay.
That is. So
Yeah.
these are predominantly Australian source crystals?
Most of them, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Most of these are. However, yes, of course, I do get some from wholesalers and things like that, like your ruby and zoisite there, which I don't believe actually forms in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And labradorite, of course, because, well, our Australian labradorite is nothing like that.
No.
No, we have the beautiful yellow, clear,
Yes.
the facetable stuff, the beautiful
Yes.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
But that is,
labradorite, or feldspar as it is
yes.
actually known. Yeah, so you can find that, I believe this stuff comes from Madagascar.
Yes.
Or it could have actually come from Labrador
Yes.
over in Canada, which is originally where it was found.
Thank you so much for sharing some of your gorgeous stock with us. Thank
Right,
you.
Mindy, thank you.
That was awesome.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's work. See, my mate is a total knife fanatic, and we found bones, and we have antlers and things. So give me some ideas we could repurpose for knives and things. So
Yeah.
I
Wow.
always carry a knife. We always carry knives out here. You know, we're surrounded by nature. You know, wild animals and crazy people, and you know,
Mhm.
Yep.
you know, it's good to have at least a knife on you that you can trust. You know,
No
so
doubt.
the work on that was beautiful. You could tell that
Oh, yeah.
that's his
Craftsmanship.
passion.
Yeah.
That's his
You should have mentioned what they were running for, because
Yeah.
that would interest me, because I know Australia is kind of an expensive country, where I'm sure those ran for a couple of
We'll
$100
have to pull more information from Andy, see if he's got any prices, see if he's got
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
he'll
Be
sell
interesting.
online. Yeah.
Right.
Because I've never seen anything like that here. At flea
Yeah, I'm
markets
about
and
to
stuff.
find out how much it's going to cost to ship to Australia, so I'll
Oh.
let you guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Gonna
starting
be
to get orders from
expensive.
Canada and Australia. It's
wow.
like, oh,
Good.
no.
Good. Yeah, I'm getting my package tomorrow, so I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yay.
Thanks, Crystal.
Now
Setting the
you
girl
will
up.
be taking a bath in chocolate, so I will warn you.
Yeah.
It's okay because it's chocolatey.
I love it. That's so
Must be
great.
really good for your skin, so that's why. I did it.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Well, you guys, I know we have a lineup for shows, so we're going to drop the links down below in our video as well. But let me just go through this really quick and give you just a quick rundown for some of the dates. So if you guys want to make those dates, hold on. Oh, there's Mandy in her. Oh my gosh, she is so cute in her pink wig. Okay,
No
so we have April 28th, which is next Wednesday, Esoteric Egypt. I can't read. Hold on. I gotta get my glasses. I can't see. So that's Lord Rostal, the Great Sphinx, featuring Kadia Hammond.
Khadija.
Khadija.
Yeah.
Khadija. And then April 30th is The Rise and Fall of the Nephilim, featuring Scotty Roberts.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the untold story of the fallen angels, giants on Earth, and their extraterrestrial origins. Ooh, that's going to be juicy.
Yeah.
And then May 5th, where it's open, but I'm sure we'll have something cool. And then May 7th is Spiritual Alchemy of Crystals, featuring Mandy Moo. And then May 12th, we're going to have another Esoteric Egypt.
Laird Scranton, The Science of the Dogon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like right up my kind of alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
I've
their
been-
connection with Egypt. It's the
Yes.
Dogon's connection
Yeah.
with ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Orion's Belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Unbelievable stuff. All of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it just keeps getting juicier and juicier.
It
you guys.
does.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're having
All
fun.
right.
We're just
Yes,
having
we
fun.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Love it. I love it. I love that. I love and have fun at doing what you want to do. You know, like
Mhm.
life is so short. If
Yeah.
it's something I have to do, it's kind of like I want to do things. I don't want to. I have to get
To
this
do
done.
them. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
stop myself sometimes when I say
Mhm.
I have to. No, you don't have to.
Mhm.
Either you choose to do it, or you don't.
Right.
You
I
know,
love
it's
that.
so more liberating to say, "Oh, I have to go to work."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're choosing to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it a little
Yeah.
easier.
It does just a
Mhm.
titch.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh, we hope you
All
guys
right.
had fun with us.
We
Yeah.
sure did. Thank you.
I
Good
did.
way
I
to
had a
spend a
blast.
Friday evening. Good way
No
to spend a
doubt.
Friday evening.
For sure, for
Yep.
sure.
Just
Mhm.
relaxing
All
and
right.
laid back and
Mhm.
just fun.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much. Thank you for
All right.
spending this time with us. It's so
Yeah.
sacred, and we are so honored. Please just keep sending your good vibes and out into this place, and it really does help lift the vibration. It truly does, even though sometimes it doesn't like feel like it is. I promise you, eventually, it will boomerang back. I promise. I
Mhm.
promise. All right,
That's
guys,
right.
keep going. We love you.
Bye, everyone. Have a great
Love
weekend.
you.
Bye.
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 Bye.